Hello everyone, welcome back to Brill Lab Techies. This is Suchana and today this is the day one of our playlist Complete Statistics for Data Science. Now in the previous video we already have talked about the introduction of statistics, like how statistics is like a backbone of data science, it's growing. So now today the topic is very important and interesting as well, you can say. So today I will be showing the entire framework how every data scientist take any chaotic files, chaotic data sets and convert into a strategic weapon for business. That thing we will be discussing today. So topic will be very interesting. Stay tuned and keep watching the video. Let's start. So today the topic is data. Now, by the word data, what comes in your mind? First thing I will be asking that if I tell you one question like the big companies, again the same question I will be asking the big companies like Google, Meta, or Amazon, Netflix. Those companies, how they track you, how they know what you want, how they exactly know what you are going to do in the next step. So answer is obviously data. Now what is a data? What comes in your mind? Data is what? Data, what comes in your mind? It's a figure or it's a number. So always is it a numbers? Always is it a figures? If I ask you, what about those Google searches you are doing in your browser? Or what about all those reels you are watching every day by scrolling? Those are videos. But are those numbers? No, but those are data, right? Or even the product you are purchasing, all the details of the products are some real data, what you are doing, what you are purchasing, what's your location from those like shopping app, everything you're starting from your purchasing details, your product details, where you are staying, when you are receiving those orders, every data is being collected. And even what about those data that is being tracked by your favorite smartwatch? Those are also some data, some sensors data. Now each and every data are not can be like structured in a number or figure. It can be anything. Numbers, apart from these figures and numbers, it can be text data, like whenever you are writing any message to your friend, that is also a data, right? Whenever you are receiving some text, that is also some data. Now videos you are watching, the photos you are sharing, those are all what? Those are all data. Even the census data from the IoT devices, your fingerprints, that is also data, right? Now, all these types of data are there. Millions of billions of data, gigabytes of data are everywhere over the world. Now, all the big companies are using those data and give you the personalized feed for your accounts. But if I focus individually on businesses, business industry loves the data which can be put inside a table because they loves about the sheet, the Excel sheet. They love it. So the data which can be put inside a table in a structured manner, and mostly SQL means your structured query you can perform there. So that is what is actually called your structured data. Structured data. Now, structured data means which can be put inside a table, your tabular data that can be classified into different labeled columns. That is what called structured data. Now talk about this text, videos, photos, census data, all this data can you put inside any table? I guess no. Correct. We can't put this text because text has no fixed length, or videos has no fixed length. So photos also, it has its what? Photos is what? Some pixels, some collection of pixels. So but data, it is there, but you can't put inside a table. So based on that, it can be considered as the unstructured data. This is what called unstructured data, means your images or photos, videos, censored data. Now, in between also, like not a structured data and even not unstructured data, there is something in between that is called semi-structured data. For example, this is somehow processed type of data like JSON, XML, and mostly AI is using this data, this semi-structured data. AI loves it, and business people loves this tabular data, mostly used in business. And this is for AI, and this is for LLMs, means where NLP task is actually performed, or in deep learning it is mostly used by CNN to process this type of data like photos, videos, census data. Now, if I ask you one question, that in between among this structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data, which type of data, particularly which type of data is mostly seen in around the real world, which is the most common data available over the world? Let me know in the comment section. So, as a data scientist, we are everywhere screaming about data, data, data everywhere. Now, what's the real catch? Let's take one example like Uber. Uber. Now, Uber, what Uber is doing? Uber is collecting your data. Now, collecting which type of data? First thing, your pickup location, your drop location, the traffic condition, your travel time. Now, based on this all factors, they are increasing the fare, increasing the fare based on demands. Based on the demands, they are increasing the fare. Like if you can, like if you observe in the office timing, like in the morning, the Uber fare is more high, right? So that is how, like, based on these factors, they are actually collecting all this data, and based on that, they are fixing some fares based on the demands. Now, how it is finding the peak demand hours? Is it a random guess? Obviously, no, because based on these factors, they are collecting the data. Based on those data, they are analyzing those data. They are actually, all this collected data are being analyzed. Now, based on that analysis, they are finding what should be the exact fare on the high demand pickup hours. So, what do you think? Like collecting data alone is not like creating any impact or value in the field of data science, right? Means data collection is not the only way. Now, what is the proper way? Like how this analyze or analysis is happening. So, it's actually following a proper framework. So, the framework is the DIKW framework. DIKW framework. Now, there are four stages of this DIKW framework. D means the data, I means information, K means knowledge, and W means wisdom. Now, based on this framework, all the companies are analyzing the data. So let's understand deeply. So our step one is the data. Now this data is what? This data is particularly, this is actually the raw data. Now what is a raw data? So this is nothing but the unprocessed information. Means if I take one example, let's take 1,000 customers visited visited one website. So that is what? That's just a data, the raw data. There is no such valuable information. It's like unprocessed information. Only 1,000 customers is coming in a website. Now step two is the information. Step two is the information. Now what is that information? Information means organized data. Organized data. Now, what do you mean by organize the data? Organize means two things is there. One is structured plus summarize. So by combining these two things, we will be having this information. Now, how to convert one raw data means the step one to step two. If I want to go from data to information, how to make it happen? So this is basically, for example, I'm just continuing the same example, like 1,000 customers visited one website, that's a raw data. Now, if you are finding some information from it, then I will be saying 50, only 50% or 50 people purchased one product. Now, this is what? This is the information that is already created from this raw data, okay, by detailing it, by structuring it, by calculating how many people are actually buying products and how many just surfing through the internet. Now step 3. So step 3 is knowledge. Now how to come from information to knowledge? So first of all, what is a knowledge? Like how the information is converted into knowledge. Knowledge is nothing but understanding the pattern. So here in this example, like 50 people purchase one product. So what's the pattern then? What's the pattern? Like the rest of the people, what they are doing? What is the pattern? They are leaving, right? So customer leaving during checkout. Now this is what a knowledge. So from 1,000 customer, 50 customer purchasing it, and from their customer is actually there is some patterns is actually observed that customer is leaving during checkout. Now what's the last part? That is wisdom. Now what is a wisdom? So step 4 is wisdom. Now wisdom is nothing but making better decision. So this is like taking some action. So what action can be taken from this customer living during the checkout? So what is the action it can be taken? So from here we need to think that we need to simplify. Here we need to simplify the checkout procedure. The checkout procedure, because we need to work on this checkout procedure, because maybe as because like out of 1,000 customer 50 are purchasing, means rest of this 950 customers are having some issue with the checkout. So that's why we need to simplify on that website the checkout procedure. Okay, so that's what the decision is. So this is how step by step each and every company is actually drawing some valuable information, and from there taking the decision. But the thing is, it's not happened manually. So here in this step 1, like data to information, and up to the knowledge. So this part is actually handled by descriptive statistics. Here, each and every measures we will be using, like there are huge application of descriptive statistics here in this part, from understanding data to converting into a valuable information and then just finding some patterns. Okay, so here descriptive statistics comes to play. So data collection is not the only thing every company is doing. After collecting the data, the proper information, gathering the proper information, converting the raw data into proper information, organized format, structured, summarized format, and then from there, like extracting some valuable patterns, and from there taking some decisions. These are the entire your DIKW frameworks, and this is how actually the decision taken from the raw data. So only the data itself as a numbers, as a bunch of characters or some reels or the videos are not relevant enough until and unless you are putting some task or you are putting some techniques to analyze those data. Means there is no value of the raw data, only and only the processed data is the only thing. So the companies which can minutely understand the data, which is having the technology, like which company is having the technology to understand the human data more precisely, those companies are having the tendency to lead the industry. Okay, so it's all about understanding the data. It's not about collecting the data, it's understanding the data. Now, as you can see here, descriptive statistics is having the huge role performing here in this part, like from starting your raw data up to the knowledge gain or the pattern recognition inside the data. So that is why always before building any machine learning models, data scientists first will start from the implementation of descriptive statistics. So that's why this is where we need to know about the descriptive statistics. So then why descriptive statistics? See, descriptive statistics help us in very like answering very simple question, not the critical one, very simple question. Simple question in the sense like what happened. What happened means to answer this type of question, you need to focus on the past data, right? So what happened? Then how often did it happen? Like, is it frequent or rare? And among them, what is the typical feature or the typical factor? That's what. Like, it's basically a thorough case study based on the past data. So, what descriptive statistics is doing? Descriptive statistics is actually converting the raw data into meaningful insights. So I hope you understand why we need descriptive statistics and where we need descriptive statistics. So in the next video, we will be talking about the entire what is descriptive statistics and what are all the techniques we will be doing. So let's do a quick recap what we have studied today. What is the data? What are the types of data available in the industry? And what's the use cases? Like one real life example we already have seen. After that, this framework, DIKW framework, like how the data, the raw data is converting into meaningful information. And from there, we are taking some decisions. Even machine is taking these decisions, and why and where descriptive statistics is meaningful in this data science pipeline. So I hope you have understood everything. And still, if you have any doubt, please comment me in the chat section. I will be clearing all of your doubt. So that's all for today. Thank you all guys. Bye bye. Thank you. Thanks for watching and stay tuned. Take care. Bye bye.